Lukas. I have a couple of questions for you. I'm going to start and ask you, as both a professional poker player and an ambassador for the Sigma Poker Tour, how do you balance competitive play with representing and growing the brand?
So I think they go hand in hand together. So the better I do at the poker tables, then the better content I produce, and then the more people watch, which then obviously, yeah, the more people then see their Sigma Poker Tour brand. So it's hard to balance the two. I'm 50-50 between playing poker professionally, trying to study the game, trying to get better, but also trying to produce content, short form, long form, streaming. But yeah, I think that's why I wanted to get involved in the Sigma Poker Tour. I'm mostly online on my day-to-day basis, but now I want to travel the world. I want to create content from all over the world. So yeah, being in Brazil and playing poker with, yeah, obviously all the Brazilians, but I've met so many people from all across the world. I think that, yeah, that's what I enjoy. And this is why for me, working with Sigma Poker Tour is the perfect fit.
Brazil has one of the fastest growing poker communities in the world. How is the Sigma Poker Tour tapping into that energy?
So Brazil, every time I play online poker, you always see Brazilian poker players. So I knew coming to play poker in Brazil would be fun, and obviously Sigma combining with the increase in the market in Brazil, I think yeah, it goes hand in hand. So you're not just getting poker players, you're getting people from all across the industry. You're getting affiliates, you're getting players, you're getting content creators coming together, and it's not just about playing this card game. It's about creating an experience. Yeah, and for me as a professional poker player, every time I go to a live poker event, I don't really see many new things. But the Sigma Poker Tour is not just playing poker; it's about connecting. It's about having an experience, to be honest, of a lifetime.
Being here at the BIS Sigma South America, how important, you talk about this, but how important is the connection between poker, gaming innovation, and the broader iGaming industry?
Yeah, so I think poker used to stand alone in the industry, but now you're getting more streaming, you're getting more TV shows, you're getting more YouTube content creators coming into poker from the likes of iGaming, from the likes of chess. And I think that's because it's a game of skill and entertainment. Obviously, what's difficult about poker is you can't see people's cards, but if you stream it or you create a TV show, you can show people how people play poker, how professionals like myself play, how to study the game, how to get better. And I think more people are starting to. Back in the day, it was James Bond, it was suits, cigars, and people saw poker as a cool thing. But what brought me into poker was wow, there's professional poker players, and this isn't just gambling. This is a game that you can make money at. This is a game you can, if you enjoy it as a hobby. I always say any hobby you pay money for, but you don't expect money back in return. So that's why I think people are starting to realize, wow, okay, poker, I can go to a live event like the Sigma Poker Tour. I can connect with people all across the world, but I can also play a game that is really fun, but also that I can try and make some money at. So yeah, I think that's why it's so great.
What advice would you give to aspiring poker players who want to break into the professional scene while also building a personal brand like you have?
So I think what people fail to do is try and balance between the two. They either try and be a good poker player or they try and be a good content creator. And poker, as a content creator, and to try and build your brand, you need to be good at both. And it's difficult to balance both, right? Every day I wake up, I have to study the game, I have to study the content, look at the numbers, look at my how to improve at poker. So it's difficult to manage the two. But how I personally did it, I quit my job and to stand out from the crowds because I wanted to make it in poker so bad. I done a world record challenge of I streamed 1,000 hours in 100 days. So I streamed 10 hours a day every day for 100 days straight. That built my brand, that built my following, that got me recognized in poker. And for me, I was like, what's the worst case scenario? I will have to just go back to my job if it doesn't work out. But I completed the world record. I got sponsored. I built up a brand, a following on social media, and that's what I mean. I wouldn't recommend to do something as crazy as that because that was crazy, but I would. Yeah, just sit down and try and think of ideas how to stand out from the crowd, and that's what's amazing right now is the short form content is taking over. That's a new thing in general in content creation, but in poker, that's why I want to get more into live poker content because people's. It's a lot more exciting to see people's cards and see how people play. And yeah, I would definitely recommend to get into content in poker, but and to build a brand. But it's yeah. I always say if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. So yeah, it's very difficult.
And last question, and I would like to ask you about your experience here in at Sigma Poker Tour. I'm not going to ask you how was your hand yesterday, but how was your luck? Did you get lucky?
So the short answer is no. This time I did not get lucky, but again, I think that's what when you get into poker, you need to realize it still is a game, a gambling game, right? Even me as a professional, I come to this event and I'm not winning, but that's why I see it. Look at poker as a hobby. You pay money in any hobby, if whether you play golf, whether you go to cinema, you pay money to pay for that experience. So that's what I'd recommend if you're watching to treat poker as you pay for the experience. You don't just come and play poker here. We played at Monte Carlo Poker Club, which is unbelievable, one of the best venues in the world. You could have entertainment, you meet people, you have the amazing Brazilian food, free drinks. It's not just the poker. So if you are getting into poker, I would say just to treat it as any other hobby. You pay for the experience, but hopefully next time I'll be able to make some money. But yeah, my mindset to come into these events is if I lose money, that's fine. It's paying for the experience, meeting people all across the world, creating content, like I said. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't win money, but I had the best time here in Sao Paulo. So what I'd recommend is Sigma Poker Tour now are doing events all across the world. We're not just Brazil this year, we're also doing it in Manila and Mexico. So I'd highly recommend to come to them. But if it happens in Sao Paulo, Brazil again, here and at the Monte Carlo Poker Club, honestly, me as a professional poker player, I've traveled all across the world to play poker. And here in Sao Paulo is the most unique poker experience I've ever had. So I would highly recommend this for the future. And hopefully I'll see you here next year.